Good afternoon, everyone. We miss the world, don't we? I know that about 20% of you flew, no pun intended, to get into Singapore for this conference. And the other 80% of you, ever since the VTLs commenced and the borders were open, anybody got on an airplane yet? Yeah? So for those of you who have got an airplane, were you like a seasoned road warrior already? Or were you like me? After 2 years of no flying around, I was running around the airport like an amateur. Seriously. Well, normal isn't really here, isn't it? Even though the borders are open, we are all here, we are face-to-face now. Normal isn't really here. We can't get into China yet. The Chinese travelers, those people in China can't get to us yet. Some of us are wearing a mask. I thought I was stepping into an MCU conference just now when I got in. And then we still got to do a trace together. We've still got a few things that we got to sort out. So in sales, truly, if you really want to reflect about it, take this time to really think and reflect. Which part of normal do you want to rush back to? The new normal in sales, I don't think sales is ever going to be back to pre-COVID normal anymore. McKinsey & Co. did a survey among 3,000 B2B buyers around the world. And these were the findings. About 85 B2B buyers expect sales to be hybrid now. And this hybrid sales role, the hybrid salesperson, is going to be the new normal. Right? Because 2 out of 3 B2B buyers prefer remote interactions. Of course, we like face-to-face, right? Enough of FaceTime, more with face-to-face time. But in reality, because of ease of scheduling, because of convenience, because of worries about safety and security, your endemic buyer prefer hybrid interactions. Sometimes meetings, and mostly calls. And you know, with calls, it's never easy. If you go back to that slide, we have done this kind of selling, virtual selling for the last 2 years, yes? Some without the mask, but with the computer on. And you know what? With sales, what's the advantage of being in a room selling to somebody or selling to a committee? We get to see faces, we get to have eye contact, and we see body language. And those are little telltale signs whether the person is open to your idea, the person is defensive, you know, the whole gist of it. But with virtual selling, how easy or difficult it is to establish trust and credibility. I find myself, the last 2 years, looking at the screen to look at that person who's talking. But when I'm looking at the screen, I'm not looking into the other person's eyes, isn't it? Your eyes are actually looking down. You're coming across to the other person as looking down. And you're not looking, no eye contact was established. The only way to do that is to look at the camera. Yes? But if you look at the camera, you can't look at the person. And you don't know if the person is smiling or not. That's a fact. And if you adjust the cameras, depending on where your laptop or your camera is, if you have it too high, you're having a lot of angle on you. If the sun is behind you, you look like the Grim Reaper, right? You can't see the face anymore. So virtual selling is not easy. So that's the new normal of sales, right? And that's not going to go away. So how can sellers adapt? 3 things. And this should be not just the face-to-face or interaction between people. This should be across all sales channels, even websites and whatever touch points that you're reaching to your customers, your B2B customers, right? Speed, transparency, and expertise. At the end of it all, if we sum up these whole findings into simple terminologies, you can either be a salesperson, you can be a damn good salesperson, or you can be a trusted advisor. It comes back down to that. How do you establish trust and credibility? At the end of the day, we buy from people we know, we like, and we trust. Correct? Why do you go to that hairdresser? Oh, sorry, bad example. Why do you go to that dentist? Why do you go to that doctor? Why do you go to that same doctor that you always consult with? because you trust that person, and that person cares about you, is knowledgeable, and can solve your problem. Right? At the end of the day, it boils down to this. And the next normal, this is going to be key, because if you are not able to establish face-to-face contact, if you're not able to establish eye contact, if you're not able to see body language, you got to deliver that, right? Because people have to feel that they can trust you in order to buy from you. And that's what's going to separate you from the rest of the field, right? At the end of the day, I think that doctors are the best salespeople. Back to a pandemic example again, doctors, right? This last 2 years, doctors is a key word. So at the end of the day, doctors are the best salespeople. And why do I say that? Because when we go to a doctor, what's the first thing the doctor say? What's wrong with you? And then you start to say, oh, I've got this pain, I've got this flu, I've got this headache, I've got whatever is ailing you. Yes? Next thing the doctor says, you've got an infection, you've got a viral infection, you've got a fracture. No, the doctor knows his stuff or her stuff. And then the third thing the doctor says is, no problem. I'm going to prescribe this. Take it for 2 weeks, you're going to be okay, or you rest, you put a bandage on this, whatever. And then you're going to go out, dispensary, they're going to dispense the medicine, you're going to take it, you're going to make a payment, and you're gone, bang! The doctor has made a sale. You didn't say, I want 3 coats, did you? You didn't say, I don't want that. Can I have a cheaper alternative? No negotiation, right? Done. Sale done. Right? Because the doctor is a trusted advisor. So how do we do that? Many a times when I sit with salespeople, or we are on virtual calls, we are so keen and so interested to present our product, but the doctor doesn't say, hey, come on, let me show you the catalog. All these pills, this just arrived today. We got the new ones. Doctors don't do that, do they? All right? And the doctors they don't start presenting their products to you. Do we ever ask the customer, start the conversation by asking the customer, what's the pain point? What's their journey like? What are they concerned about? Right? Ask about them. And the better thing is the third box thinking, right? Ask about what we can do to help them with their business. An example in point. So I was bidding for this conference, and the conference centers around people and talent, human capital, right? So one of the key things they want the attendees to take away is key strategies to retain people and to motivate salespeople. So instead of selling the product, the ballroom, the function rooms, the food, the accommodation rooms, instead of selling the product at all, we brought in our human resource capacity leaders and say that this is human resource. This is a track record of our human resource expertise. And how can our human resource leaders help you make your conference a success? Nothing about the product whatsoever, but we help them along their journey, addressing their pain points, addressing the objective that they want to meet. So the principles is speak about them, their interests, the customers' pain points, the customer's interests, firstly. Secondly, be knowledgeable. Be ready to leverage all other resources that you have within the organization or without the organization to help you pull through that piece of business, right? And not necessarily just the hard product features itself, right? We all like to shop. I know some of us like online shopping the last 2 years. If online shopping was an Olympic sport, some of the Singaporeans would be gold medalists, I know. I live next to one. So, we all like to shop. But a lot of us don't like to be sold to. So if you take anything away from this 15 minutes that I have up here, is this. Don't sell. Help them buy. Thank you.